And I really would
now
like to keep
recording.
this short and sweet. Okay, so to conduct this meeting wholly electronically, Fairfax County History Commission's History Conference Planning Committee needs to make certain findings for the record to evidence our compliance with all the applicable laws. These motions address this compliance. First, I'm going to conduct a roll call and ask each board member participating in this meeting to state your name and your location. I ask that each of you pay close attention to ensure you can hear each of your colleagues. All right, so I'm Lynn Garvey Hodge from Springfield District. So next, Esther.
Esther McCullough from Sully District.
Okay, Denise.
I'm actually staff, so I don't need to.
Yeah, we don't.
But you can hear me.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right. Sue.
Sue Kovac, Sherman, Mantua.
Can you
Look
speak
at
up a little
louder,
louder?
Sue.
That was Sue. Can you try that a little louder? That we were pretty faint.
Oh my goodness, I'm sorry. Hold on.
That's much better. That's much better.
Sue Kovac, Sherman, Mantua.
Okie
Sorry.
doke. All right. Then Cheryl.
Cheryl Petty, Sully District.
Okay. Liz.
Liz Crowell, Alexandria.
Okay. Phyllis.
Phyllis Walker Ford, Clifton, Virginia.
Okay. So who'd I just leave out?
You left out Barbara, who's on the line, because I can't get into WebEx.
Okay. So we can hear you though, Barbara. That's great.
Well, thanks to Denise, I called in.
Well, that's good.
So I'm,
That's good.
so I'm
Did
on
you
the
get-
phone.
Did you get that last email I sent within the hour with the budget and the updated?
Yes,
save the
I
date?
was on the phone with my daughter until 7:29, so I didn't open it. Sorry.
Okay, all right, that's fine. If you get a second too, that's one of the things we'll talk about tonight.
Okay.
All right, so,
Hey, Lynn,
yeah.
what about me?
Oh, Mike, I'm so sorry. I thought I said you. I thought you were at the beginning. Okay, I am so sorry, Mike Irwin.
Mike Irwin, Fairfax.
Okay, great. Now, did I skip anybody this time? Is there anybody left? Thank you for calling me out on that. We're good? Everybody's where they need to be? Okay, so at this point, I'm going to pass the virtual gavel to Esther because Esther keeps me on point. All right.
Oh, right.
And this is so that I may make another motion. I move that the Fairfax County History Commission's History Conference Planning Committee certify for the record that each member's voice may be adequately heard by each other member of this board. Have a
Is
second.
there a second?
Second.
Second.
Okay,
Okay,
Sue
it's
got
been
it.
properly moved and second that the motion should go through. All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed? Ayes have it, the motion's carried.
Okay, second, I move that the Fairfax County History Commission History Conference Planning Committee certify the state of emergency caused by the COVID-19 pandemic makes it unsafe for this History Commission's History Conference Planning Committee and the public to physically attend this meeting in person, and the usual procedures cannot be implemented safely or practically. As a result, I further move that Fairfax County History Commission conduct this meeting electronically through a dedicated video and audio conference line, and the public may access this meeting by calling, and here's Denise where we'll need you.
1-844-621-3956 and entering access code 173-188-5550.
Is there a second?
Yes, second.
It's been properly moved and second. All those in favor say aye.
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 Those that oppose? Motion carries.
Okay, and finally, we need to dispense with FOIA's usual procedures to assure continuity in government and continued operations. So finally, I move the name of the Fairfax County History Commission's History Conference Planning Committee certify that the matters on its agenda today relate to the COVID-19 emergency itself, are necessary for continuity in Fairfax County government, and are statutorily required or necessary to continue operations in the discharge of the Fairfax County History Commission's History Conference Planning Committee lawful purposes, duties, and responsibilities.
Second, is there a second?
Second.
Okay, it's been properly moved and second. All those in favor say aye.
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 Those that oppose? The motion carries. Lynn, you may have your gavel back.
Hot dog.
So well.
Okay. All right. Now I feel like I'm really in power. All right. Let us begin by taking a look at the budget. All right. You know that, and we've all had some real legitimate concerns about how this could play out this year. And from what I'm seeing going on in the county, it looks like we're going to be trying to get back to normal and not using electronic meetings in a relatively swift fashion. So I think we do need to be prepared for that, although Channel 16 is still willing to make sure we get a live stream. So I think this year for the conference, we'll be able to have a hybrid. All right. Does anybody want to have any further discussion about that split of the conference? Okay.
I
Cheryl
think
says-
that's wise.
I think that's wise. Any other thoughts? Sue's agreeing. Mike's agreeing. Mike, you're okay? Because we had a good conversation.
Yeah, after our discussion and some of the stuff you filled me in on, yeah, I'm good
You're good.
with the
Okay.
hybrid.
Okay, all right. So we're going to go forth with the hybrid. That being the case, then we still need to have a budget. So if you can access that email I just sent you, and if you cannot, I could maybe try to screen share this. Anybody can't get to it.
I can't be, at this point, I don't think, but that's okay. Go on, move
Okay.
forward. I'll catch
All right.
up.
All right, it's actually not terribly intensive because there's not that many line items on it, Barbara. So you're smart. You can carry the numbers in your head. All right. So what I did was a couple of things. I made a projection of revenue and expenses, and again, this is all draft. So what you've gotten from me is still in draft form. The document does include the top half of it is a summary of what Barbara Peters had put together for the 2019 conference. Number of attendees, tables, authors, and all of that. All right, so we've got that as a comparative set of data. And that came to 75 attendees at $25. We made $18.75. We had 8 tables of exhibitors at $120, 3 authors at $15.45. So we brought in $2,045. That was a more pricey conference. The facility rental was $843.75. Our Jason's bill was $29.11. We had Wegmans cakes come in because it was an anniversary celebration for us. And we had a special cake for everybody to share. And then it seems to me that 2019 is also when we presented Sharon Boulevard with some flowers. And we gave that to her for thanking her for her support at that time. So there's a bill from Burke Florist for $115. Copies came to $104. Decorations and supplies, $221.77. Awards, the plaques and so forth were $196.25. Monetary awards amounted to $600, and we had 2 honorariums totaling $400. Okay, so the total cost of the 2019 conference was $5,508.95. So the commission had to supply the delta of that, which actually, you know what, let me figure this out because this is a good thing to know. Okay, so 5508.95 minus 2045. Oh, that doesn't make any sense, Lynn. 5508.95 minus 2. Okay, so this sounds about right. The commission had to provide $3,463.95. Okay, so that was their contribution. So that was that. Any comments, questions about any of that? All right. So that was based again on what we got from Barbara and what she had received from the county. So I'm projecting for 2021, I threw in here 65 attendees. Why am I doing that? Because David has been able to get us the entire Sharp Performance Hall for nothing. The entire space will cost us nothing this year. And if we only had 60 to 65, we could easily socially distance. Okay, that's a lot of space for just 60 people. So I use 65 at $25 comes to 1,625. 10 exhibitors at $15 equals 150. And 3 authors, again, this is just a draft, $45. So our possible income revenue could be $1,820, $1,820. Esther has gone ahead and contacted Jason's Deli, and your numbers are 60. We talked about her running the numbers at 60 because we always have food left over, and so even if we had 65, we'd probably still be okay. Jason's came in at, hey Esther, did they say too much to you about exactly what they would be doing? Because the line item here says just an all-day meal deal. Tell us a little bit more what that means. Did Reggie explain?
Well, when I initially contacted Reggie at Jason's, we spoke about the same type of setup we've had in the past.
Okay.
When I sent an email to confirm the order request, I said breakfast, continental breakfast, and lunch.
Nice. Okay.
So he sent it without drinks. I didn't think about adding drinks. And then he sent a redo, a updated one, including the drinks in the meal, the all-day meal.
Mhm.
So you'd have coffee and orange juice and water. Okay. And then extra water is for lunch.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So he broke out the lunch, but he included the drinks in the morning in with the meal.
I see. Okay, great.
But now this is for 60 people. When we add this up, if everybody showed up, you've got 78.
But you mean,
The attendees, the exhibitors, and the authors. Are the
Oh.
exhibitors and authors included in the attendees?
yes. Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 65, that's fine.
Yeah.
Because we always have too much food.
Right, exactly. Okay, so that being the case, then you'll see on, and thanks Esther, I appreciate you doing that. I know you had to go back and forth with Reggie a little bit. We did sadly find out that Reggie, who works out of the Fair Lakes, Jason's is closed. And where is he now, Esther?
He's at the Falls Church location, right off of 7th.
Okay. So a little closer to us, but still a little ways away.
Yeah, but he's willing to work with us. He's familiar with the whole thing, and he could look up the old order.
Fantastic. Okay.
Yeah, that's good for us, because he even recognized my voice, and he remembered Lynn's name, so he's quite familiar.
All right. So you know what? It just occurred to me, there's no tip in that 1546, but we can come back to that in a minute.
That's true.
Okay.
Now, I might be hallucinating, but did I remember a discussion about maybe rather than having the food served family style, there being box lunches? Or is that something that was talked about earlier and then dismissed?
You're not hallucinating.
I brought it up at the last meeting, a concern of how people would feel about a buffet, because nowadays, you know, I don't know where we'll be with the Delta variant or how people are feeling. So I brought that up as something we needed to consider. I'll add a PS here. Please tell them to cut out we have so much orange juice left over every year. It's ridiculous. It's a waste of food. So I'm just putting that as a person that's responsible for getting all that set up. People don't drink that much of it.
Can you give me an idea of how much you'd like?
It's hard to say for 60 people. And while you're thinking about that, Barbara, let me also point out the proposal we got from Reggie describes the meal as a box. meal.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so that's, and I was remiss in not catching that.
Right.
Well, if
to
that's,
share
if
with
that's
you.
what
I
they're
saw
doing,
it
that
on the
helps a
proposal.
lot.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
does.
that
It
helps
does.
a lot.
We just
That means
need to,
there's less food too, less food per person, which makes sense because we have, you know,
Yeah.
we run out of cookies, but we have a lot of some stuff left.
right. So I think the only thing we'll need to do though is make sure there's extra trash cans and that we really push people to do their own tidying up. I remember when we did box lunches one times at the James Lee
And
Center
ice,
over the time. And ice.
What about, yeah, what about the, a breakfast if it's continental style? I don't know that that's in a box. We just need to check. I mean, people may not mind, but it's something we need to keep in our mind, in our
okay,
heads.
you want that in a box?
I don't know. It's just a question I'm raising.
You know, I'm wondering because they probably had, well, they've had quite a bit of time to get used to this. If maybe a Danish in a plastic wrapper
Mm-hmm.
and then just do the coffee and the OJ and the water, maybe that's
Yep,
the way
yep,
we'll
yep.
go.
Sounds good.
No fruit.
Yeah.
Well, you know, fruit's wonderful, but
I mean, that seems like a good accommodation. Excuse
Mhm.
me.
I think people would appreciate that.
Okay, I'll
That'll
speak
cut
with
the, that might
Reggie.
cut the amount down too, Esther.
Yeah, we could.
Okay, I'll speak with him about that. And I know we've had water and tea, hot water and tea before. Do we want to just stay with the coffee?
I think the tea is a nice opportunity for
We-
folks, especially
we
folks that
have-
aren't too caffeinated.
We have people that ask for tea sometimes.
Yes. We
Who
keep,
knows?
I think we keep the tea.
At one
Right.
time, we brought teapots, did we?
Oh,
And
might have been a
I don't
long time
remember
ago. I
that.
don't remember.
Okay, so we'll just let him handle everything and get the hot tea.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay,
sounds like, that sounds good.
all right, and keep it at 60 people?
I'd leave it for 60. We can plan on 65, but you know,
Well, closer to the time we can adjust.
adjust it. Correct, yeah.
Okay, that's great.
And
What
you,
I'm trying
and
to
you have
do-
to count. You have to count the speakers and the history commissioners. Are they part of that 65?
From the 2019, when you look at that summary of dollar amounts, the 75 attendees included 18 commissioners and 2 staff.
I see. Got it.
So I really haven't broken that out any more than that. I just kind of went with that.
And that includes the speaker, because everybody registers. Is that right?
Well, the
Yes.
speakers don't. I mean, yeah.
They
okay,
register, but
got it.
they typically don't pay, and I don't know
Right.
that
Right.
we will have more speakers this year, I think, than we've had in the past, but maybe not. It's probably
Yes.
going to equal out.
So we need to adjust for that.
You know,
I
I'm
don't
not
know.
sure because, well, I don't know. You guys tell me. Maybe we should up it to 70, 75.
I mean,
We
if
got
you look at the
space.
if you look at the people that were, it's quite a few. I don't know. I'm err on the side
What
of
do we have,
a
6
bigger
or 7?
number.
Throw in another 6 or 7. So let's push this up to 75 instead of 65.
Hey, Lynn,
What's that?
last time, didn't the Channel 16 people eat as well?
Yes,
We need to count them in as well.
you're right, Mike, because that was 4 or 5 people, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think there's 4 or 5 people.
Okay, 80. 80. I'm hearing 80.
Go.
We go with
I
80.
don't know.
80, 80, 80, 80, 80.
Well, you certainly want to count them. The speakers might
I think so.
leave.
That's true. They do not always stay.
Well, we can reduce it when we get closer if our numbers just don't add up, right?
Right.
Yep. Yeah. What my goal is tonight is to get something together to present to the commission on the 7th
Mhm.
so
Right.
that we've got the budget sort of nailed. We pretty much by then got the save the date. Mike and Sue can start working on the distribution and be ready this summer with all of that. So that's kind of my goal here.
I feel pretty certain I can ping Reggie and explain and get an answer in a couple of days.
Okay, great.
So go with 80 or 75.
Let's do 80.
Okay.
And so, but how many should I call attendees? 70?
I'd leave it at 65.
Okay, just for the
Then
time being.
you've got 15 to play with, depending on your speakers and your crews and all that.
Okay,
Okay.
sounds good. All right, and Esther, thanks for working with
Sure.
Reggie on this. I
No
really
problem.
appreciate that. That's helpful. All right, so then just to go down from some of the carryover line items that we identified in 2019, copies will come in at 100, decoration supplies 225, awards 200. That would be plaques. Monetary awards maybe 650, and honorarium I put down 250. I upped everything just a little bit to kind of add in case we go over here and there. So that brings our total expenses to 2971 with a cost to the commission of 1151. And what I would like to do is take that 1151 up a bit and just tell the commission it'll be about 1200. What do you think about that?
Makes sense.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable.
Throw in
Until I
enough to
get-
make it miscellaneous, another 49 to make it miscellaneous. We'll take it up to.
Until I get this next estimate from Jason's.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So we've got the 1200 and we're going to do a miscellaneous.
It's better to have the commission vote for more money than you need than less.
Yes, that's what my thinking is, Cheryl. Yeah. That's always a better idea. I've had to go back and grovel before. I'd rather not do that this time.
Just pat.
Okay, so for the moment, should we make a motion that our targeted draft request from the commission will be approximately $1,200? Should we do that in committee?
I'm leery of doing that because I've got to go back and rework this Jason.
With Jason's, all right. So
Just-
what I'll
just-
do then,
Do you think that, I'm sorry, go ahead, Barbara.
Oh, I wasn't sure if we have a quorum.
Oh, yeah.
Because I don't know how many people are on the committee. Do we have a quorum? 1, 2,
yeah, we've
3,
got
4,
7. There's
5.
12 on the committee. We're good.
There's 6. Okay, we're 6 because Mike doesn't count. So there's 6 of us here. Sue, Esther, Cheryl, Phyllis, Barbara, Lynn. Right?
Ouch, that hurt, Barbara.
Yeah, I'd say.
I'm sorry, Mike. You're in our hearts, but you're not on the list.
Love you. We love you, Mike.
Come back on the commission.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. Anyway, I just raised point of whatever it is.
Point of order.
Point of
Okay.
order.
All right.
So
Anything else?
could we
Esther?
wait until the Jason's is reworked and then you send it out to us so we can say
Sure.
yay or nay?
Yeah, sure. We can do it that way, Esther. So I'll just wait to hear from you and then I'll just revise this and send it out. You guys okay with that?
Yeah, it probably wouldn't be
Yeah.
more than $100 more though, right, Esther?
Well, it's hard to judge because now we're asking for a cupcake. I just
We're
can't
asking
judge.
for
So it's a
we're
different
asking for a
collection of,
pastry,
Yeah,
a
yeah. I hear what
packaged
you're saying.
pastry, and we're asking, so
Okay,
that
let's-
might be
yeah,
different.
We need to wait, you're right.
Less orange juice, but, and I don't know if they charge more for individually packaged pastries than,
Right. See,
Something
I
more
don't
on a
know
tray.
any of that.
Mhm.
Don't know.
I don't know, right?
We just need more cowbell, okay? That's thought some of you were old enough to get that. Okay. So we're done with that. Let us talk about save the date. And you will see. Okay, Denise, here's where I need to do the share thing. Please.
Lynn, you've already been given access to.
Been given okay to do that?
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Mhm.
Let's see what I have here. Here we go. Can you guys see that?
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay. So let me make this a little smaller. I'm trying to get out of your way here. All right.
What are you making smaller? Can you
I'm
make the screen bigger?
No, I'm talking to myself. I had all your little pictures were covering my screen, so I couldn't see what you were saying. So can you all see the document now?
Yeah.
Yep.
Really
Part of
good.
it.
So
Part
someone,
of it.
okay, yeah, you're not gonna see the whole thing just yet. I'm gonna scroll to see it in a minute. So,
One little question, on the, this year, part 1, or Native American and enslaved and freed African American people. Why do we have an and then an ampersand? Because we could just use ampersands, right?
Yes,
just
because
because I thought that made more, it kept it together, and our Native American was more of a standalone enslaved and freed African American people. But if you guys here, this is your moment to critique and edit. So actually, this is a new draft tonight.
Well, the copy editor in this says it should be one or the other, but not both.
How can we, Sue, how can we keep that kind of separate? So it's maybe our Native American comma or semicolon? How can we, comma? What do you think? Sue?
Instead of the word and there.
Yeah, we could do that.
Well, that
What
makes,
if you just,
go ahead.
what if you just put our Native American and African American people and eliminate enslaved and freed?
Well,
You
and I
don't have
was,
to be specific.
yeah, Barbara, and what I had said too at another meeting, I think free or freed and sleep, saying African American people. I mean, I think that in the context of what we're doing in this conference, people will understand that, So I don't know that, or Native American and African American. I don't think we need the other words, but I guess.
I mean, that's my recommendation would
in
be a
these
Native
days and
American and
times, we
African
do.
American people.
Yeah.
Peoples with peoples with an S. Our African American and our Native American and African American peoples with an
Yeah.
S, and get rid of enslaved and freed.
Okay, let's hear from Esther and Phyllis. I want to hear from, what do you guys have to say?
I like including the words enslaved and free,
Okay, I do too.
because if you say African American peoples, you might be talking about Phyllis and me.
Okay,
Yeah.
It doesn't set the tone.
that's true because of the time frame we're talking about here.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, then that comma works.
Okay,
The comma does work.
okay, all right. What about Phyllis? Phyllis, what do you think here?
I just chimed in and said, I think the comma works, so I think you can.
Oh,
leave
okay,
it.
I'm sorry, I didn't know that was
Just
you.
a
All
comma.
right, okay. Okay, so we got that. What else?
If
Go.
excuse me for interrupting, but I can't
Sure.
raise my hand.
That's
if,
fine.
If we're doing this in person, we have a break from 11:30 to 1:15, and they're all in the room.
We haven't
What?
gotten that far yet, Barbara, so hang on to your hat. That's
Okay.
a good observation, so just hang on to that.
In
Okay,
fact, I
well.
didn't get that.
I didn't send it out tonight.
Okay.
I'll pull it up in a minute. We had some issues with making caps and so forth. I tidied all of that up. I also threw in the Fairfax County seal. I could also put it up over there.
I think over there is better. You can make it bigger because it's tiny.
Right here. Well, I don't have a lot of space there. The piece underneath it takes up a lot of space, the graphic underneath it takes up a lot of space, so that's part of the problem. Anybody have a preference between that and over here? Besides Esther?
I like it up in the corner if it fits.
Okay, all right, I'll have to, well, here, wait, hang on a second.
This is really looking nice though, this whole thing. This is really nice.
Thank you. Let me take this down. Okay. Might be able to get that in now. No, it didn't take. Gosh darn it.
Bring it to the front, Lynn. Bring the seal.
I can't.
There's,
I can't.
huh?
I can't. I can't. It's just flat. It's not, it's already,
In layout or design, you can bring it forward, bring it to the front, and it would fit over that space.
yeah, but this is a, an inserted text box and it won't, I can't make the text box for whatever reason any smaller. That's the big problem. Otherwise I'd lose the bottom of it. So, yeah. Yeah. and
If you highlight the seal and go into format picture and go into, what is it? It has a wrap, or, you can do inline, you can turn the formatting off. You turn the formatting off on the text box too, so that there is no preference for inline, square, tight, those options.
Yeah, well, that's what I have right here. See,
No,
here's my
no, that's-
layout options.
That's positioning.
That's not text. That's not what she's talking about.
That's
Is it,
position-
Cheryl?
No, that's positioning. It's right next to that. Let's see if I can pull up word, because I don't remember what the exact word is that they use.
Well, it says underneath it for position on, but I can't, it's grayed. I can't access it.
Yeah.
As a layout option. Any of you want to play with that and send it back to me? I'm happy to delegate that back
I'll
out.
do it.
You want to do it, Esther?
Sure.
Yeah.
Or
Okay, I'll save us some
Esther's
time here.
master. Sure.
Yeah, Esther's a master editor person.
Well, I've just played with it for years.
Yeah, but you're good at it. Okay, so then we've got offered live stream via channel 16 and Facebook and in person Sherwood Community Center. And then here's our draft for tonight. Well, I'll eventually take that out. The graphics, this is the one, the Pocahontas piece is going to get removed and hey, Liz, will you get me something for this?
I'm gonna get you something to replace the Pocahontas picture.
Right, can you make it be pretty colorful? I'd really like to have
I
some.
will do what I can.
Okie dokie, perfect. Even a piece of woven cloth or something that's got some pretty colors in it.
This is a small thing, but we all know where Sherwood Community Center is. Should we add City of Fairfax after it?
We should actually put the whole thing, the address too.
Somewhere.
Where are you now? On the registration form?
No,
Right,
right at the top. Hang on, let me find out exactly. Anybody do a quick search to give me the street address of Sherwood? I do not know it off the top of my head.
I'll get it.
It's
Where the
that
heck did I
small
put my
type.
cell phone? There we go.
Esther, the italics it's under.
Okay.
You sent us old copy, Lynn.
Okay, 3740 Old Lee Highway.
Yep.
City of Fairfax. 22030. Okay. Is that better, Sue?
Uh-huh.
Okie dokie.
Yep, thank you.
All right, sure. Good time to catch that. Okay, so we now have a new page 2. So Liz, I'll need to make sure you and Cindy Jordan can proof this for content that we'll need to pass out for people to send in their registrations. So this is very similar to what we've used in the past. New dates. We're going to limit this to the first 65. Everything else pretty much stays the same. The deadline will be Friday, October 29th, the prior Friday, 2021. Oh, you know what we don't have on here? We don't have registration for an exhibit.
For the virtual.
You know, for the exhibitors or authors.
Okay.
Everybody needs to register.
Mm-hmm.
And there needs to be a section that says, I will attend virtually. Or Sue, what's the wording we need?
Well, here
And
we've got
then-
no need to register if a live stream attendee.
Yes, but they need to register because then how are we going to send them the link?
Yeah.
See, any of the
Okay.
things that I've attended, you register first and then you get a link.
Okay. All right.
And they need to tell us how many people will be in their group, you know.
Well, and that's good to track things for the future as well.
Right,
But also give us some good numbers for who prefers live streaming.
right. Because a lot of people come as couples, you know, when they come in person.
Oh, that's true. Hmm.
Let me play around with this for a minute and see if this works, even if it will be live streaming. Oops, silly. Lynn. Okay. It will be live stream. It will be,
How about something like we ask everyone to register? In-person admission, $25 per person.
oh, I like that.
Yeah,
Okay.
What if all that moves to the left side and then the right side is for registering for virtual?
And I have a question. So you pay an admission if you're in person, so you pay nothing, not even like $5 to just do a virtual. And
Right. It's free if it's virtual.
okay, yeah, I'm going to try when we do the distribution to kind of, encourage people to come, especially like the universities and such. But I'm thinking that they'll just show up for part of it, of course, if they don't have to pay. Oh, I see.
Yeah, we're competing against ourselves here.
Well, yeah, a little bit.
Well, the $25 is for the food though, really, mostly.
No, I understand. Yeah, I understand.
Well, maybe we say that on the forum.
Mm-hmm.
Explain what the $25 includes.
Yeah, it includes,
Or we could charge them a nominal fee for, I do conferences and through Zoom and I pay.
that's kind of what I was asking, basically, a $5 or $7 fee or something is what I pay.
Yeah.
We can do that. I don't know. I'm concerned about Cindy here and being overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Liz, give us some insight here. What?
I mean, I can talk to her tomorrow.
Okay. So that's a question then.
I mean, I think that what it would come down to, in the same way we have exhibitors pay the registration, pay a fee of $15. I think that we would, it just is like you check a box, in person, virtual. and then add in the additional registration fee for a table.
Is there any problem if Channel 16 is doing this, if we're charging?
Oh,
It's a good question.
That is a real good question. That's kind of what I was just wondering too. I mean,
Well,
Well, that's
actually,
my-
wait a minute. Let me push back on that a bit just because of past history. Channel 16 has recorded us before and then made a recording of the conference. Now, we've never charged anybody to be able to watch that conference.
It's the watching part. I was just raising the question.
I don't know.
First, I think
Well-
I suggest we charge, and then I raise the question, is that okay? Because I don't know.
Channel 16, I can't remember, did they show it later?
They have a copy of it. I don't know where it's accessible.
Well, sometimes like when FOFA has done the presentations at Gunston Hall, there's a charge for people to attend, whether you're attending virtually or not. At least sometimes there has been. But then after the fact, they allow people to see it for free.
Oh, you mean announce that there's a fee, but let them see it free?
No, I just mean, I think if, Lynn mentioned that previously they've recorded the conference. I mean, if people are watching it in real time, they can pay the nominal fee. But if later on Channel 16 puts it on, to watch in the future, then at that time people could see it for free.
I think the issue that Barbara's raising has got to do with whether or not Channel 16, because they are a free public access television county, agency funded by the county, whether they are prohibited from charging.
Yeah, that's
my
a
question.
question.
Thank you, Sharon.
Well, aren't we, though, how is that different than charging $25 for somebody in person?
They're eating.
Okay,
They're paying for the food.
Okay, so-
They're paying for access.
okay, so what cost is there to us for people that are at home live streaming?
The reason
The-
I
the
offered
staff.
a charge was
Yeah,
The staff
reason I
has 5
suggested it-
people eating.
I think that going forward too, this is not, we're doing this hybrid thing, but I think this is going to be the same in the future. And
yeah,
if
I do
we
too.
can
I do too.
Get more people to do it by doing this hybrid in the future. If the $5 is not a thing, we should, because certainly students and others are not going to come to the conference, but if we can have them for $5, be part of the conference and can handle that, we should. Maybe this is a discussion that we should have sometime in the History Commission meeting, everyone else discussing at some point.
It's a discussion we should bring up to Channel 16.
Right.
Okay,
Exactly.
right now, this is, how does this read if we go ahead and do it? Let's
Mhm.
put that there. And then,
And $25 includes lunch.
in-person admission for food includes food.
Put it on 2 lines.
Well, I'm running out of space here.
Well, that's why I suggested putting one on the left side and one on the right side.
Well, I haven't done that yet. That's gonna take me a while to format, but anyway. So wait a minute. Esther, let me make sure I know what you're saying. So we'll have this side over, can you see my little guy going?
Yeah, I see your cursor.
Okay, so this side for the $25, this side on the right for the $5. Is
Right.
that what you're thinking? Okay.
Sue's shaking her head. So that it reads from top to bottom on what you're doing.
Yeah. I need new glasses so badly. It's like looking at this small screen is killing me.
And take it up on your screen. Zoom in on your screen, make it bigger.
Now that makes too much sense, Lynn.
Oh, okay. Just thought. Trying to help you out.
I
All
am.
right. So, all right. I'm just going to, play the devil's advocate here for a minute. Are we charging all exhibitors, whether or not they're in person or online with their logo, $15?
I
So
would.
what you're saying is we're doing logos for exhibitors that aren't attending. The exhibit is for a table, right?
Mm-hmm. And maybe it sounds like an exhibit is also putting a logo up. Remember all those logos we put up last year? We didn't charge anybody anything. Here's what I can see happening. Okay. Someone wants to, they're willing to pay $15 to have their logo put on, but they want to eat at home. They want to do the day at home. That's going to be $20. Okay. For that kind of person. Then there's going to be those folks that are going to be on site. So that'll be $25 plus another 15. All right. So that'll be $40. So somehow we need to help them see the difference between 20 and 40. Because I'm afraid we're going to have some math issues here. That's what I'm concerned about.
I mean, what I would suggest is that you have your information here to register, and then you have the boxes. And the box says, you have a checkbox, in-person registration, $15 or $25.
Okay. Okay.
$15, virtual, $5 or no charge or whatever it ends up being. But just have those three things. It'll keep it simple.
And I'm just making myself a note right here. So that's just what you're saying? Make boxes for type of registration.
Correct.
Okay. Let me make this be a note.
Exhibitors and authors are paying, aren't they?
Yeah.
Okay, you have all exhibitors must also pay. So it needs to be exhibitors and authors.
Yeah, we never caught that before. All exhibitors. Okay. Is that what you were looking for, Esther?
Yes.
I just changed. Okay. All right. So anything else there? Pretty much everything is the same. Address, when to be mailed in, sponsored by. Oh, I changed who was supporting us because we're really not doing anything with the city of Fairfax.
That was going to be my question, is why it says Fairfax Museum and Visitor Center.
Well, I don't know if David would think that is they're
and
still
so
part
I
of
was
us.
going to say, right, whether David, is there something else we could just like Fairfax City or
yeah,
something?
Fairfax
Because
City.
You know what?
David,
Let's
we need to
just call
recognize
it-
Fairfax City.
Let's just call it City of Fairfax.
Yeah,
I mean, City of Fairfax, however we say it.
that's
Right.
That's how they say
Okay.
it. City of.
I think
Right.
that's enough.
Okay.
And that's really those three then.
Right.
Okay. All right. So Esther, you and I have a little work to do here.
Okay, no problem.
Let me save this now. Anything else anybody sees here that needs to be tidied up? Mike, I need to go back and see if we can use that other email. Remember the one that you created for the history conference?
Last year?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it still
And-
works.
Okay. And at some other point in time, I need to talk to you about how to access, and then also another one offline that has nothing to do with any of this, because I've created another email for my celebrant thing and I need to figure out how to do that. So I'm going to circle back with you as my expert in that regard.
Yeah, okay.
Alrighty, so there's that for the moment. Let me just do a save here.
Lynn,
Yeah.
on your final page, are those just placeholder photographs? I just noticed that some of them are the same as that you have on the front, or is that intentional? I guess they're all the same as what you have on the front.
Oh, the ones at the bottom, those are just in case I need to use them again.
Okay.
That's why I said, this next page is a palette of possible pics for later use. That's.
Oh, okay.
Sorry,
I thought that. Yeah. I misunderstood the notes. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, let me try to get that all together here. So that's, yeah, there we go.
Oh, yeah, you didn't have to do that.
That's what that was. Okay, so we've got this saved. Let us take a look at now. Let me get out of there. Let me get back to here. Let me
The time.
see.
The time.
Yeah. I need to find it. Okay, so let me do the agenda. Let me just do this. It should be here.
Well, I'm just talking about on the flyer, the times, the two and almost 2 hour break.
Yeah. Now, one of the things that, I met with Naomi last week. She was going to join us tonight, but she's not feeling well. She has about, in fact, they're right here in a box. Some of you may be familiar with these tapes. They're CDs, rather. One is Amazing Gladys Cook Bushrod. The other's Celebration of African Americans. The other one is the Collins Lee story. And then there is the Pines Marker dedication. So I've got 4 CDs here. So just let me plant this seed. We don't need to do anything with it for just a second. That we could be playing some of those during the lunch for those folks that are on site. Okay. So I think no, that's not this. Save the date.
Would they not also show for virtual?
Yeah, I would think that's a good idea.
Yeah. We'd have to do that too. But I'd like to have a couple of you guys look at these videos and decide, if this is, there we are. Okay, now, did I clean this up? Yes.
Lynn, are they available on YouTube?
I don't know. I know they're available. Well, Naomi may have them on her 7.1 website.
It was so long ago.
Already, I know, and I'm working on this. What did we take out? I cleaned this up. What does the date actually?
What year was that, Lynn? Do you have?
What's for what? For what?
When she did all that.
That she did all this?
Uh-huh.
Oh, this is over. Naomi's done over 20 movies for the county. So this must be. I thought I'd seen this up since then.
Yeah.
All right, let me try to do a share here. Yeah, I did. Okay, I have. All right, so let me do. Where is it? Okay. Just pulled it up. Why is this not showing? Try this again. Oh, here we go. Okay. So here is this. The young lady, Liz, that you said we will not be presenting, I believe I've taken her name out. Oh, no, I still have
No,
it
you
in
haven't.
here.
I actually have a replacement for her. His
Okay.
name is Brad Hatch. He is with he's both a member of one of the tribes and is an archaeologist. So I spoke to him last week, and
Mhm.
I've got to get back to him on, to talk about topics.
Okay, now you said his name was Brad Pitt. Did I hear that
Brad
correct?
Hatch, not Brad
Oh,
Pitt.
darn. Okay.
God, that would be a big draw.
Yeah, we'd have a lot more than 65, I think.
I mean, he's easy on the eyes, but he's not Brad Pitt.
Oh, God.
Okay. Brad Hatch, is there a doctor name?
Yes,
Is it
there's the doctor.
PhD? Doctor, how does he like to go?
You can just do PhD.
Okay.
And then you have Elisa Pettit.
I just took
for
her
the
out.
work. No, not Elisa. You're taking out Ashley Atkins Spivey up above.
Oh, I just took out the wrong person.
Yep.
Okay, well, let me save this. Just a second. Let me do a cut.
And I will let you know, I have to go back and see which tribe he's associated with.
Okay, so am I taking out Ashley or not?
Yes.
Okay.
And I'll let you know, I can let you know in a little while. I can email you about which tribe he belongs to. It's not the Pamunkey.
Okay. Let me change this.
I just Googled his resume. So he's in Fredericksburg.
Yeah, he is.
So this is a nice resume. I mean,
Yeah, and he actually, I don't know if his resume has it, but he just started a job at Dahlgren.
Mm-hmm.
So, and he's married to, I'm not going to remember her name, but she's a professor at University of Mary Washington. Lauren McMillan.
Do they do things together?
Lauren does more, historical archaeology. She's in the historic preservation program at Mary Washington. I mean, she teaches there.
Okay.
She's an associate professor, and he was working, until 6 months or so ago, with a culture resource management firm, but he got this position with a government agency out of Dahlgren. So,
So you got to put Ashley back in.
no.
I mean, Elisa.
Elisa, yes, Elisa Pettit. And she's down with the virtual interpretation. And she's Dr. Elisa Pettit.
Because that's a new thing.
She got her PhD in May.
Okay, and so she's the 11 to 11:30 person. I'm checking that out.
Okay. Why don't we, since there isn't a 10:15 to 11?
Yeah, there is.
Who
Oh,
is
I
it?
see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. I see. Yeah. Okay.
So why don't we give her an extra 15 minutes, or give them each extra 15 minutes or whatever?
What does Sally Lyons have?
I don't think Sally's going to be doing it.
Sally's not involved. Sally's not, as far as I know, not included.
Yeah, I
Not
just
as
took
far
her
as I
out.
know. And I mean, I think at this point in time, honestly, with her commitment to her mother and stuff, I don't think she would have time. So
Okay.
I think we're good with what we have there.
I do too.
Okay.
You'll take her off?
Yes.
Yeah. I have her off.
Well, I'm seeing her. on the
Not on-
Brett Hatch.
Yeah, Sally Lyons is there.
Oh, I
At
see,
top
I see,
15.
I see, I see, I see.
And spell archaeology with the second A always.
Of course.
That's
It's-
one of my pet peeves.
It's just
People
a thing with archaeologists.
No, I don't blame you. It's like not putting the E at the end of Lynn. I can't believe how many friends still do that. It's annoying. Okay, so let's do.
So is someone doing archaeology?
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
gonna
that's
have
what we're talking
Elisa,
about.
just Elisa and Brad and as presentations.
One of the things on Brad Hatch's resume is that he did a paper on the venison trade in early colonists. That's specialized.
Yeah. I also heard him do a very interesting presentation on eel pots or eel, and they're baskets where they capture the eels and they're they're made still made and used today.
Yeah, well, they eat eel in Europe. We stopped eating it here for some reason, but yeah.
So that's a food.
Yep.
Eel. Yeah, snake type things.
Uh-huh.
You don't look thrilled, Esther.
No, I'm not.
But
That's
But
like
I-
the cicadas, I'm not sure about this.
okay, I've had eel, I've had snake, and yeah.
Did you try the
Does
cicada
not
too?
taste like chicken. No, no cicada, no. I won't go that far, Esther.
Okay, hey, Esther, don't flip out. We're not going to ask you to go back to Reggie and ask about eels for lunch.
No,
Okay,
we can't.
no, we can't. All right, now y'all were talking about changing the times up here for Brad and Elisa. So what were you, Barbara, what were you thinking with that? Play around with that for a bit.
If you're talking about Barbara Nafe, I don't know because I don't have the agenda in front of me. So maybe you're talking to,
All right,
I
well,
don't know who
we've
you're
got
talking to,
Brad
not
Hatch
me.
from 9:45 till 10:15. We've got,
What if you made
Lisa,
them each,
10:15.
what if you made each one of them like 45 minutes, either with, a half an hour presentation and time for questions,
Okay.
or, time for a bathroom break or whatever.
yeah, because we'll need to do that. Oh, they'll definitely after Brad, we'll need to do a break. So let's.
I agree. I think that's a better timing. Listen, this is a listening response to Liz.
Yeah.
So let's be consistent whether we do the PhD after or the doctor before.
Doesn't it usually depend on what they like?
Well,
I think as long as we're internally consistent, it doesn't matter.
yeah. It just
Okay.
reads better.
Mm-hmm. Let me change this around a little bit.
So why is that in there?
What's that?
It needs to go away.
Oh, okay.
Why
Do you
is
mean-
what-
Mine you just took away.
Well, this is just a reminder that this is what we're referring to, are the 7 recognized Native American tribes.
Well, you can put 7 up there near Native American heritage. 7 tribes.
Oh, I can do this whole thing actually, that. I can put it all there. All right, hang on a minute.
Is that 7 federal recognized tribes?
Yes.
Are there more? Okay, yeah, because there are more recognized by the state of Virginia. Aren't there more like 11 or 16?
There's more recognized by the state of Virginia. I'd have to go back and check it out. But I
Yeah.
think the idea initially here were federally recognized.
Okay, you might want to
Put
designate that.
federal.
Yeah.
7 federally recognized
Right.
using the word 7. NA tribes.
Okay.
Okay, Native American tribes, please spell
Oh.
things out.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. Sue can't see it.
I
Oh,
can.
look who
but
joined
No,
us.
no, I can, but I decided.
Oh, is
I should
Jordan here?
flip it.
Yeah, Jordan's here. He's
Hey,
listening.
Jordan, how you doing? Congratulations, Jordan. You like so rock. I want your autograph.
Yeah, thank you. It's a lot of work though, because as I mentioned to you, I'm the chair, essentially the acting chairman. So I'm running the agency along with
That's right.
running a major campaign at the museum. A lot of stuff to.
Whoa.
Oh, and so you're taking about 9 hours a night for sleep, right?
Yeah, really.
I can't
Jordan,
imagine.
it keeps you out of trouble. Barbara's on the phone, not in person, but it keeps
Yeah.
you out of trouble if you're doing all that, right?
It's totally exhausting. Yeah, but it's good. It's a wonderful opportunity. It really, really is. I'm
Absolutely.
thrilled,
That's great.
just thrilled. And
Sue, don't hold back. You see, Lynn takes criticism. Don't hold back. Let's put
Oh.
our best foot forward, whatever it is.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. What else are you guys thinking here? What are you thinking?
On what? I mean,
Well, you were saying you weren't going to say anything about the NA.
Oh,
well,
yeah, I can handle that. I'm pretty thick-skinned. Yeah.
I-
Yeah.
but she started changing it.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, and
Okay,
it's right on the,
Okay.
yeah.
Thanks for standing up for me, though, Esther. I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm trying to get rid of a space here, and I'm not able to do it very well. But I'll do that later on. Okay, what else do we want to say in here? Anything? We got Brad, we got Elisa. We're gonna talk about including the 7 federally recognized Native American tribes in Virginia with a heritage going back 12 to 15,000 years.
Where are we saying Native American in one place and American Native in the other one?
yeah, that's
It
good.
should say- it should say Native American.
That's,
Yeah, right.
yes, that is a major typo. And it isn't there anymore.
Okay. Under Native American heritage, what is that? An abbreviation for include?
Yeah. I'll take it out.
Okay.
So Lynn, are there two tracks here so that they're not sequential? So archaeology, I see, starts at 10:15.
Correct.
Ends at 10:30. Okay, got it.
But that archaeology is going to include the Native American presence.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, archaeology before Elisa Pettit, I mean, it's all Native American heritage, so technically archaeology could be dropped on that 10:15 to 11.
Because they're both going to
They're
include
both
that.
They're both
archaeologists.
archaeologists, yeah.
Oh, so let's do this, Native American heritage and archaeology.
Yeah, good.
Oh, look, I got the A in there. Did you guys see all that? That's
Yeah.
significant.
2 A's.
I was giving her a hard time.
That's okay. She deserves it.
I love you, Esther. It's so funny. Okay, no, we don't want the break in there. We want the break to be, hang on a minute. I'm playing with the times right now. So the break not to 10:30. So the 10-minute break is going to be like 10:30 to 10:40. No idea how this got in here. Great. My spacing is all messed up here. Sorry about this, guys.
Lynn, you did a great job of putting this together. I couldn't get close to
Oh,
being
you're
able to
so-
lay this thing out. I am in awe of your ability in this regard.
oh, thank you.
Yep.
There's at least one citizen in this county who I'm not sure is, but we're not going to go there tonight. Okay.
No, we're not, Lynn. No, we're not.
Yeah. But I thought your email was appropriate.
Thank you. Yeah, and appreciated too. Okay, so then we're gonna give Elisa 45 minutes, right? Because we gave
Right.
Brad. Okay, so to get me here from 9:40, so this is gonna go to 11:25, right? Did I do that right? Is my math right,
I hope
guys?
so.
I hope so. God. Don't count on it. Okay, and then she's going to do visual interpretation of Native American presence. Let's do especially, particularly. Because honestly, Liz, and correct me if I'm wrong here, I can't imagine her talking about Native American presence in Fairfax County without kind of talking about other places in the county, like Clifton maybe, because everybody was all over the place. What do you think?
Well, everybody was all over the place, but
Yeah.
I'll talk to Elisa tomorrow.
Yeah, let's get a word in there that can kind of help confirm that. Oh, yes, girlfriend, you just figured that out. Okay. So now we've got to 11:25, and now we're going to have, oh, look, we're really close. Noah. He's going to be, maybe we could do a mini break in there for 5 minutes, or do you want to keep going from 11:25 right into Noah?
How about a mini break?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Then we'll do this. Like 11:25 to 11:30, right? Is that what you're thinking?
Yep.
What was the name of that movie? It got a ton of Academy Awards. Leonardo DiCaprio was in it, where he fought with the bear. Remember, it was all filmed in South America. It was just scary as could be, but he was out.
The Revenant.
What was it?
The Revenant.
The
Yeah,
Revenant.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Right.
Okay, man, whatever I think Native American, I'm picturing like all of this going on up here. Okay, so there's a mini break here from 11:25 to 11:30, and then we're gonna get look at how that worked out. Oh my gosh, it's magic. We got Noah from 11:30 to 12:30. Woohoo!
It's good.
Did you see how cool that was?
Yes, that was cool, Lynn. I speak for the group.
Thank you, Esther. Okay, but no, that's like providential when things like that happen. I feel like that means it's a good sign. Okay. Trying to get the timing here so it's all lined up like we've done everything else.
All right, folks, I've got to bail.
All right,
Oh,
Michael,
okay.
thank you. Thank you,
Care.
Michael. Thank you for all of your background support here and, just kind of muddling through these last few days. I appreciate it.
Yep. Y'all take
You go?
care.
Okay,
You
you
too.
too.
Bye.
Take
So
care,
there's
Mike.
that.
Bye.
We can take that up. Bye-bye, Michael. Okay, there we go. So we've got Noah from 11:30 to 12:30. Now we've got lunch from 12:30 to 1:15. So do we want to decide, do you want to just put in here that it's video time?
Well, yeah.
And just leave it because we haven't decided yet which videos they are.
Practically speaking, will it be quiet enough for people to see videos? Is that gonna?
Well, what we thought we'd do was kind of simultaneously, although it'll have to be done ahead of time, show a video and then have the audience see the same video too. But they're going to have to get up and get something to eat. So I'm thinking showing maybe one video, 2 videos. Some of these videos are pretty long.
Yeah.
We've got, Jordan, you weren't here for this. I have 4 CDs, from Naomi. The Pines Marker dedication, which was May 2017, the Amazing Gladys Cook Bushrod. I have the Celebration of African Americans that she had done, and this was with the Clark House, and then the African Americans, the Collins and Lee story, which actually is pretty amazing. The Collins and Lee story is kind of a good one. I've sat and watched some of those with her.
So are they about what, 10 minutes, 15 minutes apiece? Something like that?
No, some of them are like a half hour. So some of them are a little shorter. Like the marker dedication that goes on a little bit long because you get to hear all the people. But you get to hear actually a very passionate piece in there by Marion Dobbins, Marion Cohen. She did a really nice commentary at that event. Okay, so now, I'll just leave videos in there for the time being, okay?
Yeah.
All right, now, pre-construction free slave communities, I don't know how this panel discussion is going to work. I'm just to put kind of a question mark in there. We know for sure that Ron Chase is confirmed. I've got Dr. Evelyn Russell. Liz, did we get that name from you?
Not for me.
Okay, then maybe we're going to take her out. Oh, wait a minute. Is Phyllis, is that from you?
You need to talk to Phyllis.
You got that name from me.
Okay, so where
Yes.
were you seeing her? We're going to have Ron Chase kind of do a little walk around pre-videotaped of the Gum Springs Museum. So maybe I should flip this around and put Evelyn after.
But what stage is she studying? What?
She was doing one of the communities,
Oh, okay.
Carrollton.
Remember, we have all the communities. I'll have to be quiet. I can't see it.
Carrollton, Carrol.
LL.
LL.
Okay. Carrollton. That's over in Alexandria, right?
Yes.
That's okay. And then we got Quander here. It's a possibility. I've never reached out to him. These are just suggested names.
Lynn,
we actually identified.
Oh yeah, that's right. In the conversation with you
Communities.
guys in
yes,
that.
we had them all. We have them all picked out, Lynn, from the meeting. If you
Okay, all
remember.
right. So tell me. All right, so good. So we got Ron. Was Evelyn part of that? African American.
Evelyn is doing Carrollton. Yes.
Okay, all right. Then who else did we talk about that day? Let me get this in here correctly.
Barbara, do you have the list in front of you?
No, but we did. We were talking about. We had Gum Springs. We had Carrollton, and we were talking about Pleasant Grove.
Yes.
And it was going to be in. And then we have that, and we have the young women that did the oral interviews.
I think Carol Herrick is doing Pleasant Grove.
Right.
Okay.
And I'll look here, but I don't think. Hang on. This is just a weird night with not being able to get on there. I don't know why.
Yeah, we miss you. We miss you.
Well, I've tried while being on the phone, and it simply insists I have to download it, and I've already got it on here, and it won't let me access it. So it's time to get back to real stuff because.
Lynn, I'll have to send it to you.
Okay.
Hang on.
Oh, Barbara's.
I'm trying.
While y'all are doing that, while you're looking for that,
Okay,
real quick, Barbara,
we have Ron. We have Ron.
Okay.
We have Carrollton. About 7 minutes. We said we listed the video on the Pines, student interviews, and then we were talking about. I think their names are Lynn and Mia. Is that right? That's what I wrote down.
Mia and Celine.
And right, okay. So that's what I have.
Mia and Lynn.
There's no
LINH.
It's Nia King and
With an
Celine
N?
Montgomery.
Okay, hang on a second. So it's N as in Nancy, EA.
NIA.
Okay, and her last name is
Mia, like MIA. Mia.
Oh. Mia King, KING.
It's NIA. N like in Nelly.
Okay, I had that. Okay, Barbara, did you hear that?
I'm sorry.
Okay, Nia King, KING.
King. Yes.
Okay, and what's the other student?
Solenne, Solenne, Montgomery.
E-N-N-E. Montgomery?
Yes.
And I had here on my scribble notes, I had 1:15 to 3:15, and we have Ron's video, and we figured it would be 20 to 25 minutes. And we have Carrollton, which is about 7 minutes. And then number 3, I have Scribbles video on Pines. I have Mary has the interview with Dolly Hill or Helen host. And that would have to be Mary about them because they're a long time ago and women are not with us anymore. And
with Helen Host?
I think so, Lynn, but it's my scribbles. I have to check with Mary.
Okay, this is still a draft. This is still a draft. We're good.
And then we had down here on Naomi's video, it says 6 to 8 minutes. So that must have come from you because you're familiar with it. And then we have the student. Okay, and then we have student interviews, and this is the two who's Phyllis, and we thought that was important. So did Esther, because it's part of our African American History Inventory Initiative, and it's the oral histories. And
wait a minute, is that on here? Confirmation.
Yes,
this is an old. You know, I had redone this, and I have no idea where the heck it went.
Because this is you agreed to all this when we had this was
but that day I met with you guys, that was all just phone. I wasn't making any notes at all because I was taking my walk. Okay, so we need
so
to
anyway, that's what we thought we agreed to.
Okay.
On the 8th, and I have them numbered 1, 2, dump.
Can you send that to me, Barbara?
I can type it up and send it to you, but I'm going to send it to Phyllis to verify.
Barbara, I can send it to Lynn tomorrow.
Okay.
Now, let me ask a question. I know you said, Lynn, you don't know how this panel is going to work, but you got quite a few people there.
I think this is. We're not doing a panel right now.
It's not a
panel. They're speaking one after the other, and they're telling stories of the African that are representative of the African American communities in the county.
So we have to give them a time.
Yeah,
that's what they're working on.
That's what we worked out, and we have Ron because it's at the museum and Gum Springs, and we agreed 20 to 25 minutes would be good. And I have down here video and museum comment West Ford and the Mount Vernon Cemetery. Tammy may have thrown that in.
Okay, and anyway,
I know and Phyllis is working with Ron.
Yeah, because Phyllis and I talked about going to visit him.
Right, exactly. You did, and then Phyllis has already contacted the woman who will do Carrollton. That's Russell. Is that the last name, Phyllis? I think.
Evelyn Russell. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Then the next was we wrote down on the Pines that we have a video, and we have the student interviews. I'm really pressing because they did a wonderful job, and it's young people, and it's it's part of what our initiative is about.
Right.
And we want to make sure that we show the website, our website. At that time, if we have a listing, we were going to see if we could get it posted. But that's like housekeeping.
Okay, so what I'm going to do for the time being is leave 1:15 to 2:15. Then I'm going to put down here on this 2:15 to 2:45 the overview of the
we had down here 2 years, 2 hours. We put down 1:15 to 3:15. Phyllis had worked all this time out.
Yeah.
For the afternoon part.
Yeah, but the separate pieces I don't have for sure.
Well, she can send them to you tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'll
So-
get them to you, Lynn. I
That's
wasn't
fine.
sure that I'd even be here for the meeting tonight.
Yeah, I
so
know. I told
I
folks
didn't, I
that.
didn't pull those things out.
I told folks that. That's fine. That's fine. So let's do this. I'm just gonna, this is again, it's just a draft, so. But I just want to get my notes as clean here as I might. There we go. All right, so there's that, and then these were just notes from last time.
Right. You had, I think the last thing was to have Linnell
Yes,
talk about
Linnell.
the town of Clifton.
Right, and
Right.
I've got that updated there now.
So
Okay,
that really covers it all. We're good. You just have to divvy up the time.
yeah. Okay, and then then Lanil gets 2:45 to 3:15. And then 3:15 to 3:45 is our close. She's very excited about doing this, by the way, guys. Okay. So how's this looking? We're a little better now? Well, I want to bold this. Presentation of the AAI project. In fact, I want to underline that because this is really big. All right. These are just notes. This little section right here, notes from prior meetings. That's it. Okay. Then Lanil. Actually, let me take this out of here. Thanks for bearing with me, guys. Shoot. There we go.
So Phyllis, do we call that AAHI or,
Yes.
Yes.
so we need to include an H, Lynn?
Yes. African American History Inventory or Initiative, whichever you want to call it.
All right, where did I just, okay. AAIH or AA?
African American History.
AAHI, African American History.
Okay, got it. And then let me put that back up here more accurately. Let's see. Because all right. Oh, gosh. I've got all these other spacings in here that is kind of messing me up. So just bear with me for a minute. Okay.
Okay, I
Firm.
hate to beat a horse to death, but Dr. Evelyn Russell should be Evelyn Russell, PhD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that was a good catch, Esther. That's fine. Okay. And then there we go.
Yeah.
There we go. We just have this little section in here for maybe a future dialogue, but I think once I get all this information in here from Phyllis, we're going to be good to go. This is good. Okay, so this will be tonight's draft. I won't send this one out to you guys until I get the information from Phyllis. Okay?
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to leave
Okay.
that. All right, so we're done with that. The last thing I have here for you guys for the moment is I got an email from Greg Wilson today. Bless his heart. I miss that fella a lot. He was such a great member on the commission. He has stashed in his garage signage and all kinds of paraphernalia from prior conferences, which since his son and daughter-in-law are moving in with he and his wife, would be very welcome to put someplace else. I have no idea what to recommend in that regard. Liz, is there anything with the park authority that we could have a closet or something to store some things in? You may not know
I
the
doubt it.
answer to that, but
I do not have any space at James Lee that we could use at this point.
okay. So I need to have you guys all, I said I would ask you guys for a long time through the years. I've held
I mean, I can check, but there's only one space that's possible, but it's not secure because it's a shared space. And second of all, I would really need to see the conditions because at least previously it used to be wet, which is not a good recommendation.
no.
So can we appeal to Chris Barbershop?
I
don't
don't know
know.
if they have any space at Virginia Room.
But that's our address.
Right.
I know.
So what are we talking about? 2 banners?
No, I've got
We don't
banners
know.
down in my storage facility. So let's see here. We're gonna do a mini break.
Could Denise help us, do you think, with any place that Fairfax County might be able to store this? No? Yeah.
Denise?
Come on, Jeff McKay's got a closet.
I'm
Empty,
laughing. I
waiting
am
for us.
laughing, you guys. I am laughing. You have. It's just.
Sure, he's waiting for us to put something in it.
Yeah, I think so.
Mhm, yeah.
So Lynn, I
Yeah.
think what would be helpful is if we knew what the objects were,
What is it?
how many there were, and how much space would be required. Because then I can put out, a general call or feelers to see
Okay.
if there's.
Let me
If
see if I
there's
can
room.
find his email here and I'll read it to you. I'll tell you what he says.
Well, could you copy it and flip it? If you're not comfortable sending me the whole thing, just copy me the inventory and send it to me.
I'm going to read you the inventory right now. Okay.
But I'm
there was
not going to write it down. I'm
That's fine.
asking for
That's fine.
something.
I just
written.
want everybody else to know.
Okay.
Okay, so there was that. He said, I need to clear out the history conference sign and several boxes of materials in my garage. So it sounds like it's not Jagundi. Oh, the history conference sign, that's got to be the sandwich board and several boxes of materials. So that's all I know.
Where is the yellow sign?
Yellow signs are in my storage.
Okay.
Okay, so anyway, let's get out of there. All right, so actually, we've gotten more than I expected to get done tonight.
You didn't say that, didn't you?
Okay, so I'm gonna, Phyllis is gonna fill me in on the afternoon. We need to decide on videos. We don't need to do that right now. Esther, you and I are gonna work on the save the date and find out from, save the date and then, reformat that up a little bit. And then find out from Reggie about the wrapped Danish in the morning, and if you just confirm that they're going to do it in fact a box.
Okay.
Does that sound like we covered pretty much everything there, guys?
And my apologies for not
So-
getting in earlier tonight.
No, you've got a good reason. You're just keeping history alive in a slightly different way. Thank you,
Yeah.
Jordan.
Sure.
Okay, and Jordan, for sure, we are doing a hybrid. That is a confirmed sighting now.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, it is 9:17. Anybody else have anything else?
Thanks a lot, Lynn.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thanks,
my
Lynn.
pleasure. My pleasure. Okay, I'll see you all on the 7th, if not before then, okay?
All right.
Stay out of trouble.
Bye.
Stay out of
Good night.
trouble. We'll talk to
Bye.
you soon.
Okay.
It's going to be hard.
I
Yeah.
know. Yeah,
Bye.
as for you and
That-
I don't know what they're gonna do with us. We may get asked to leave sometime. I don't know.
We're being recorded.
Oh gosh. Oh yeah. Let's not.
Thanks,
forget that.
Denise.
Okay. All right.
Right.
Yeah, I haven't been looking at anybody here. All right. So I'm out. I got to figure out how to get out.